Hey, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, soldiers and warriors, chosen vessels all over the world. This is your sister Fire, and I'm happy to be back with another one, y'all. I am blessed to be back with another one. Before I get started, I want to thank all of my subscribers, old and new, for tuning into my channel. Even if you haven't subscribed yet or never will subscribe and you're watching my videos, I appreciate that as well. And I hope one day that you will decide to, join the family and subscribe to the channel and be a part of this ministry and the growth of it as we grow together. Because I don't know it all. I know some things, and what I do know, I come and share. But I don't think that I know it all, and I realize that I can also learn things from you all as well. For all my new subscribers, if you ever want to get in contact with me, I'll always leave my email address down in the description portion of the videos, as well as my Cash App in case you want to donate to the channel, sow into the ministry. And I want you all to know that I appreciate all forms of support to this ministry, to my channel, all the way down to the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscriptions, and of course, sowing a seed. I always pray that, whomever sows a seed into this ministry, that they get that back in return, 20-fold, 100-fold, my brothers and sisters. So I want to let you all know that you are appreciated. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into the message. I came to talk to y'all today about what does a man or woman of God look like? I'm going to say that again. What does a man or a woman of God look like? And the reason that I am, bringing this question forth and talking about this topic is because lately I have come across a few different individuals who were saying that I didn't look like a woman of God. Like they didn't know, they couldn't tell by my looks that I knew the things that I knew, that I even had a relationship with God. And so I kind of got where they were coming from, but then I kind of didn't get where they were coming from, because I'm like, well, wait a minute now. What you mean you couldn't tell? So then that put me in the thought process of, well, what does a man or a woman of God look like? What do they really look like? And so that's why I decided to do this video and talk about this topic, my brothers and sisters. So first off, is a person of God, do they look rich? Do they look poor? Do they look healthy? Do they look unhealthy? Do they look, tattooed up? Do they have piercings? I don't know. Not to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not to offend anyone, okay, when I say this, but I'm just trying to bring out the questions before we go ahead and get into the conversation, and then get down to the conclusion of it. So not to offend anyone with this particular question, but does a man or a woman of God look, I don't know, disabled? What does a man or woman of God really look like? So these are some of the questions that popped up in my head, you know, when just thinking about it. So I want to begin by saying what we first need to realize, my brothers and sisters, is that most of us, when we are born, well, first of all, as the scriptures say, all of us, when we are born into sin, okay? And most of us, we don't come out of the womb serving Christ. We just don't. Most of us have to grow and learn who Christ is. Some of us, were raised in the church, so we knew at a young age, who Christ was, or we knew something of him because we were constantly, taken to church. Even, if we didn't really realize who he was, we knew something of him. And then there are some of us who were not raised in a church. Parents didn't go to church at all. And then there's some of us who may have been raised by parents who were initially into a whole nother religion. They believed in someone else or something else. Okay. And then later on down the line, we found Christ on our own path, on our own walk. Okay. And then, and our parents may have as well. And then there are some of us who our parents raised us, in a different religion. And along the way, we veered out and we found Christ. And our parents remain in that same religion that they had originally been in. So see, what I'm trying to get at when I'm saying this, my brothers and sisters, is that we all were, born into different walks of life. Okay. What's the other thing I want to say? It was right there and then it slipped. Okay. So we all were born into different walks of life. Okay. Everybody was not raised up in the church. Everybody was not raised up even serving Christ at first. Okay. And so that's something to be considered when we are even talking about this particular subject. Okay. Another thing that kind of piggybacks along with that is the thing that slipped my mind and now it just came back is that a lot of us were living life the way that we wanted to live life. You know what I'm saying? Whether that had been, I don't know, going to clubs, thugging in a gang type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Some of us were in gangs when we were in our younger years, our younger ages. You name it. Some of us may have been in a different religion when we were in our younger ages. Some of us may have even been atheists in our younger ages, okay? So that means that we made certain choices that were contrary to the Word of God, that were contrary to serving God, okay? So see, I myself, I have a lot of tattoos. I also have a lot of piercings, okay? And, of course, I did all of this when I didn't have a good relationship with the Lord, or Most of them when I didn't have a good relationship with the Lord. And some of them, when, I was kind of lukewarm. Okay. So now that, I am, fully in there, with the Lord, fully giving my life to the Lord, I still have those tattoos because tattoos, they're permanent unless you go and get some type of like reversal tattoo work that can work sometimes and sometimes it can't. So yeah, I'm still stuck with the tattoos that I had gotten. I'm also stuck with a lot of the piercings that I had gotten. Some of them have closed, but most of them are still open. And so where I'm trying to get at with this is that we can't just look at one, okay, and say, oh, he or she does not serve the Lord because he or she has tattoos. He or she can't be a woman or a man of God because he or she has goals all in their mouth. I know down here in the South, getting goals in your grill is something that is very popular, and it has been for a long time. So when you come down South, you are definitely going to see a lot of men and women that have goals in their mouth. And they might even have like, diamonds in their mouth if they, of course have the money to afford that.